bring up. So to find the template that I'm using today, go into Exchange, go into Templates, and this was the one that I'm looking at now tomorrow, this morning. So to look at this as the information management planning. And I suppose when you go for information delivery planning and the master information delivery plan, usually it talks about two things. It's the building of the model, and I've kind of done that. And it talks just to look at the hyperlink checker and the issue sheet. So first I'll go back to the naming convention, the file naming sheet. And within this, you have the fields, the areas for your fields, and the cells for the fields that you want to use, and you can filter them whatever you like. So just this is showing the extent of this sample here. So when you want to find information, you can search on different fields. So I want to find all information to do with level 2. So these are all the sheets to do with level 2. And these could be filed in separate areas within your CDE. So it means that you can search with a greater flexibility than just through your CDE. So you can see these files here, and then you have hyperlinks to the files. These hyperlinks have been automatically created, and now this tutorial will show you how you can check them hyperlinks to make sure that they're correct. So I'm just going to unhide this area here, and that shows some of the information for the hyperlink checker. So just to look at the cell here, this file name is done through a formula, an Excel formula, using the information here to create that file name. Using the same principle here, you can also use that information to create a URL to exactly the location of where that file is. So what it is doing is, I'll just unhide some more information here. The file location. So this is a standard location, standard location within it. So it takes that the information in this cell, adds it to the information from here, and also the file location is also as this information. So what I usually use is the function and the file type to set up my file structure. So just to give you a quick look at how that looks. So here you have AR for architect, and in here DR for drawing. So that's how the file name is set up, and we use the long file name to create the hyperlink. So now on this, what I want to use is a separate sheet, and the reason why I'm going to use a separate sheet is that separate sheet has a macro, and the macro checks the hyperlink to make sure it's working. So I'll just open the separate sheet now and just see it's just a simple sheet, and it is an XLSM because it's macro enabled on it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste the links from the other sheet. So I'm going to copy and paste them. So copy and paste. So Control C and opening up the second sheet. And when I'm in here, I'm not going to go use Control V, because what I want to do is I want to paste them as text. If I just use Control V, it would have copied over the formula for them, and that's not what I wanted. I wanted them to come in through there. So now you actually can see that the hyperlink checker actually just worked automatically there as our pasting in the information. It went from true to false to true to false. So you can see back on this one here which ones are links that work and which ones are links that don't work. So what I want to do is I want to copy this information using the same process by Control C, and then go back into the checker into our issue sheet here, and exactly the same way. We don't want to copy the formula, we want to copy the values. So now we know which links work and which links don't work. And what we can do is we can just double check them here by going back over to the link. Here's where the link is, and check it there. And it opened up the test. So we can see here which ones will work and which ones won't work. So going to the next one here. And it's going to hang at this. It's not going to come up with anything. So go back down, get this one here. It works, opens the sheet. So that's the idea of it. So you know which links work and which links don't work. Which is very important, because what you're actually trying to do here is what you're doing is validating when you get an information drop or an exchange from some of your supply chain. So the idea of this is that, again, what we talked about in the last presentation or the beginning of this presentation was that you wanted to plan the information you wanted. So before, at the start of the stage, you planned what information you wanted. Then you went over and let your supply chain deliver that information. And when they delivered that information, you just used this checker here to say, was the information that you expected delivered on that? So usually what I do is I keep all the red tabs off, so it's very easy to see what you're looking at. So I'll go hide this here. Okay, so now that's just a quick run through about how you use the hyperlink checker on a separate sheet. And just again, the reason why the macro isn't in this sheet here is usually when you exchange the sheet, macros cause problems because they see it as a macro could be a virus. So that's why you wanted to do that checking outside of your main file register. Thanks very much. That's it. I'm over.